Okay, that looks good. What's going on? Hello?
Hey darling, it's Mom. What are you doing?
Oh, hey Mom. Nothing, I'm just about to record. I'm gonna be making some videos.
Record? Like, just on your computer? You're making videos?
Yeah, I got a simple setup going in my bedroom. My girlfriend bought me an awesome camera. I'm good to go.
This isn't one of those OnlyFans things, is
Oh
it?
God, no. Mom, relax. I'm not making that kind of content.
Well, I don't know. Sounds pretty kinky to me.
Mom, please don't say the word kinky. It's horror. I'm recording a talk show about scary movies. People are hopefully going to watch me discuss a movie every week, and I'll have some fun things going throughout.
Well, okay. Have fun. Good luck.
Okay. Thanks, Mom. Love you. Ugh. And with that disturbing misunderstanding out of the way, let's get this show on the road.
Wolfman's got Nards.
If you guys honestly knew how many times I started and stopped and started and stopped and started and stopped trying to make this video in particular, but trying to do something on YouTube for the last 10 years, it's pretty friggin' wild. It's just been time's gotten away from me and I hardly found time, but I said, you know what? I also wanted to make the perfect video. That's not possible. Nobody has the perfect video. I don't care who you are. Nobody has a perfect video. I need to get my mind around See? Stuttered. I need to get my mind around that and just let my thoughts out. So without further ado, welcome horror heads to Fearful Features, the talk show style podcast where I'm just going to be talking about horror movies that I love, love to hate, hate to love, everything in between. So bad, so good. I don't care what it is. I love horror. I love talking about movies. And today with this debut episode, we are going into the suburbs. We are going back to the 80s, kids versus evil. That is a genre that we have so much of today, but we are going back to the 80s and seeing it. The Goonies versus Universal Monsters. What am I talking about? That's right, the Monster Squad. This is basically the Goonies if instead of they went treasure hunting, they went and took on monsters, and I love that idea. The movie that made werewolf having nards iconic, literally. So grab your garlic, sharpen your steaks, and maybe call the squad, because tonight we are diving right into this monster mashup of the 80s. So you've met the monsters, now let's figure out what stitched this film together. The film was directed by Fred Decker, who I honestly don't know has done a whole lot under his filmography, but it was co-written by Shane Black. Yeah, that Shane Black. The guy who gave us Kiss Kiss, Bang Bang, The Predator, even though not as good as the rest of the franchise, and Lethal Weapon. So you know that there's going to be some cheesy but hopefully awesome dialogue in this film. It unfortunately bombed in the box office, like straight up lost everything in the box office. I mean, it was released in '87. It was going up against The Lost Boys. What can you really expect? But it later on became a cult classic when later released on VHS, and I'm so happy it did. Because while this is a kid's horror movie, the monsters in themselves were scary. Like, Dracula was meaner than my grandfather when I touched the thermostat as a kid. Like, it was menacing.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
But Frankenstein was weirdly wholesome, and I love that because typically Frankenstein's monster is not the bad guy that everybody seems to make him out to be. That's his character journey. He's not the villain of his story. And I'm so happy that they kept that here because they could have went with the evil monster, but they didn't. And Tom Noonan brought him to life so well, like borderline perfect. The monsters here were designed by Stan Winston. Yeah, the guy who brought us Aliens, Predator, Jurassic Park, so you knew the effects were going to slap harder than my dad. But the thing is, Universal did not let them use the original designs of all of these monsters, so he had to go back and make monsters that looked enough like them, but also got by from copyright. And I think he did a brilliant job, because these ones are actually scarier looking than the ones in the 60s. Actually prior, because they came out in the 30s.
I want to play a game.
Okay, Billy, we'll play a game. Guys, it's time for the first segment of this episode. We're going into spooky sounds. I'm going to play you about 7 seconds of an iconic horror theme, and you guys have to try to guess what it is. No Shazam, no cheating. If you're a horror fan, you will definitely get this one that I am playing today, but I'm going to try to make them harder throughout the videos week by week. Seriously though, nobody likes a cheater. Don't cheat.
I'm looking at you. Don't do it.
Okay, and we're going to be playing it in 3, 2, 1. Got it? Alright, lock in those answers in the comments below and I'll reveal what it was later on in the episode. And while that haunts you, scratching the itch needing to know, let's talk about some fun behind the scenes facts about this movie. But do you know what's really scary? Mental health. Do you ever feel like your brain is the real haunted house? Like you're stuck in a never-ending slasher flick? But you're somehow both the final girl and the killer? Yeah, me too. But fear not, fearful fans. Today's episode is brought to you by Another Day, Stay Another, a mental health initiative that's here to remind you you're not alone. Even when it feels like the walls are bleeding and your anxiety is crawling out of the TV. We get it. Talking about mental health is terrifying. But guess what? It's okay to scream. Just make sure someone hears you. That's where Another Day, Stay Another comes in. Whether you're dealing with depression, stress, or just feel like the background character in your own story, this initiative is about holding on, staying grounded, and finding help when the monsters get too loud. It's a constantly growing nonprofit run by Chris Rogers daily, who is by himself, who just wants to get the message out there that it's okay to not be okay. Tomorrow will come and it's another day to make something new. T-shirts, tank tops, and hoodies are available now, and 25% of the proceeds go directly towards different organizations to help others in need.
I'm so sorry. I failed you.
The rest goes straight back into the Another Day, Stay Another organization to keep the message alive and growing. So if you're like me and you feel like your mind's been trapped in a psychological horror movie lately, for me, think Hereditary but with a lot more coffee and more self-doubt. Take a breath, reach out, and remember, the final act has not been written yet. And you're the main character. It's not over yet, and neither are you. Visit anotherdaystayanother.ca to learn more. Because sometimes, surviving the scariest parts means just sticking around long enough to see the sunrise again, and again.
No. Be afraid. Be very afraid.
So while this is in fact like a kid's introduction to horror, having the kids swear on screen, for me, felt real, but parents, especially of that era, hated it.
At Jane Burge's garage sale. Says it's from that old house up on Shadowbrook Road.
Holy shit, cow, I meant, sorry.
Hated that the kids were actually swearing on screen. It's like, what do you want? What do you want? They're just words. Who cares? Who gives a shit? They're just words. Let the kids have fun. It feels more real. Duncan Reger, who played Dracula, there's a scene where he is with the actress who plays Phoebe, and you get the iconic line, "Give me the amulet, you bitch." He did that so intensely that the actress actually started crying, but they actually kept it in the film because authenticity is how you make a good movie. Shane Black's first go at this script was so much darker than what people realize. It was essentially taking like the darkness of vampires but putting in the gore of the Evil Dead. I would still love to see that movie, but they wanted a more, as I mentioned, kid-friendly horror movie, like a kid's adventure, kind of like what The Goonie was, but have the scary edge of the monsters. But Shane Black, please, give me that movie. Tom Noonan, the guy who played Frankenstein's monster, refused to break character when he was around the kids, not even filming, because he wanted to stay in that light-hearted Frankenstein's a good guy role to both help his performance and the kids' performance when they have scenes together. And I think it paid off very well. Alright, enough fear facts, let's go walk through the madness of what makes this film so great. It's plot time. The film kicks off with Van Helsing trying to banish Dracula and all the monsters way back when, but ends up failing miserably. And then we fast forward to present day, which was 1987, and we are introduced to our group of monster fighters. They're not called anything, but they have a monsters club where they just obsess over monsters, but the problem is they find out monsters are real and they're attacking their town. Then they become the Monster Squad and fight them off.
Wolverines!
Dracula comes to town assembling his own team of Avengers. We got Wolfman, Frankenstein's monster, the Mummy, and Gillman, I think he's called, basically the creature from the Black Lagoon, all coming together to try to end the world. Highlights? Dracula's an absolute savage in this movie. Throws dynamite left and right just because who cares, calls a 5-year-old a bitch with his fangs out. Wolfman explodes everywhere after falling out of a window just to get reassembled back together. Gets kicked in the nards by a 13-year-old. That's cinema right there, folks. Frankenstein turns into a tragic hero, holding Phoebe's hand until he's sucked into the void. I just showed this movie to my girlfriend a couple weeks ago, and I cannot confirm nor deny, but I'm pretty sure she had some tears going in that scene. I did, and I've seen this movie dozens of times. By the end, the squad takes down monsters with a mix of stakes, dynamite, and pure 80s sass. My take? This movie is campy chaos, but it is so glorious. It's the kind of film that you can watch during a sleepover and just have fun with a group of friends. Is it scary? No. But is it fun? Oh, hell yes, it's fun. So I know this is the first episode and I'm still kind of exploring things here and there, but there is a segment that I really want to do, but I need your guys' help for it, and that's called First Frights, where you can email me a story about the first horror movie you saw, or one that you can remember, what it was, how it made you feel, and whether or not it made you fall in love or hate the genre that we'll be discussing on this channel. Whatever it is, I just want to hear from you, and you can also stay anonymous or I can read your name on air. It doesn't matter to me, I will respect your privacy either way. So if you want in, send in your first fright story to fearfulfeaturespodcast@gmail.com. I'll also have a link in the description down below. I cannot wait to read them. Now let's reveal what that sound clip was. Earlier I played a 7-second sound clip of one of the most iconic horror themes of all time, so if you didn't get it, no offense, but shame on you. You probably should have got that one if you're even a little bit of a horror fan. But if not, that's okay, I guess. Try again next week, but if you got it, good job. We can be friends. It was obviously The Exorcist, the Tubular Bells, which actually was not made for that movie, but it is forever bound to it. Ooh, that was so good. Now, let's rate this movie and talk about my final thoughts. My verdict? The Monster Squad gets 4 out of 5 blood drops. It's not perfect by any means, but it is a hell of a lot of fun, and that's what I want sometimes in a horror movie. It's not scary, it's just fun, and sometimes those things are just equally as important. It's loud, it's messy, it's pure fun, and it's unapologetically so. It's a movie you can just throw on and you can almost be guaranteed to have a good time if you like this kind of movie. Obviously, it's not going to be for everybody. Wolfman's got nards, Frankenstein's monster made me cry, and Dracula goes harder than most R-rated movie villains. What more could you really ask for? Alright, horror heads, the video is almost over, but first, your horror homework for the week. Don't worry, this is going to be the fun stuff. So it's going to be what I'm going to be talking about next week, and I want you guys to watch it so you can join in the conversation. We can talk about it together. But, it's a good one. Next week, we're going to be talking about Trick or Treat. Not Trick or Treat from the 80s. We'll get there eventually, I'm sure. Trick or Treat from 2007. Probably the most Halloween-y horror movie on this list. So watch it, take notes, and meet me back here so we can break it all down. That's it for tonight's episode, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me to talk about The Monster Squad. One of my favorite movies growing up. I can remember watching this movie on repeat on VHS at my grandparents' house. Basically worn that bitch out. It was wild, and I enjoyed every second, every single time I viewed it. Until next time, guys, stay scared, stay safe, and I'll catch you guys next week with another Fearful Feature.